It's kind of
NASDEX.
exciting because they are one of the first tokenized, DEXs to launch on Polygon, and we all know Polygon is absolutely on fire. So it's an interesting mix that's going on.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Human and the Machine channel, where we talk about anything and everything related to the blockchain space. I am Tlahui, your co-host for the day, and with me,
Hikaru, also known as the Machine.
that's correct. So, Machine, today we are reviewing a project, and it's really exciting because this project falls into a different category that we've never talked about, which is tokenized equity or tokenized stocks. Can you tell us a little bit about it? But before that, please remind our viewers about...
Like, and then also subscribe to our channels, and then be sure to hit that bell icon so you get notifications each time we upload a video.
Well done, sir. Well done. Now, Machine, please explain to all of us what a tokenized equity or stock is.
Exactly. So I'm sure a lot of us has heard about the big company stocks, Tesla stock, Apple stock, Tencent stock, right?
Yeah, Pepsi,
These we call
Coke.
traditional equities. And then let's just, say the public equities that anyone can buy and sell on NASDAQ and these publicly traded exchanges. So what tokenized stock means is quite literally putting it together. You're taking a stock, a Tesla stock, for example, and you're wrapping it into like a DeFi, token essentially. So all of a sudden you're bridging the existing traditional equities world, which is absolutely ginormous, into DeFi. So that's what it is in a nutshell.
Okay, so it's a tokenized version of an existing stock of a public company.
Exactly. And we'll kind of get into why you want to do this in the first place, right? It's not just that it sounds cool. No, there's actually motivations behind it.
Well, of course. I mean, and some companies are doing it already. They have done it, right?
Exactly, they have. But it is a very, I would say, difficult thing to do just because of the scope of how big the existing equities market is.
Right, and this is one industry that is super regulated everywhere, and in the United States especially, correct?
That is correct, yeah. US is very strict on this, and it's very well defined, right, in the fintech stock world.
Okay, so what project is doing this, or they want to do this tokenized equity?
Yeah, so today we're going to look at an example with NASDEX. It's kind of exciting because they are one of the first tokenized, DEXs or asset trading platforms to launch on Polygon. And we all know Polygon is absolutely on fire. So it's an interesting mix that's going on.
Yeah. You see, you listen the word Polygon, and you kind of associate it with success. And while others are trying, these guys are killing it. So it's very good to hear that. So it's NASDEX, okay? And so they are tokenizing equity. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, I mean, so let's kind of first understand what they do and what problems they're solving in order to really grasp, okay, why should I even care?
Yeah.
So again, they're designed to serve as a bridge between the crypto world and the equity world. Yeah. So it's a DEX, and this is key here is they're allowing anyone to be able to trade these, stocks on the blockchain by a minting, right? Like a wrapped version. So for every, let's say, one Apple stock, you can create one Apple stock on NASDEX. So they are backed by each other, let's say.
Okay. And does their relationship have to be one-on-one, or they could break 10, for example? Because some stocks are like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Could they just break them into like smaller pieces for people to be able to buy in?
Of course you can, and it's one of the good things about why you want to tokenize a stock is because you can fractionalize it. Yeah.
Okay, fractionalize.
It's very efficient and possible, as we know. So definitely one thing you can do.
So would it be a little bit like what Robinhood is doing, right? What they did, but this time in like minting and crypto and wrapping?
You could say in a user experience. I mean, considering that this project can really deliver, right, and keep on developing. Yeah, I see that's how it is how can existing investors who have tokens equity, right, or stocks, be able to tap into the DeFi world, and
Okay.
perhaps vice versa as well.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
what problems are they solving then? Just to make it
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah. So, okay, one of them, geographic limitation. In the stock world, right, it's very well defined. Like you have the Asian market, and then within Asia, you have the stock exchange in China, Japan, Nikkei. You have
Yeah.
one in Hong Kong, Singapore, and each have their own jurisdictions and rules. So not anyone can just decide to buy a stock, from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, right? There's many rules around it, and also
Okay.
limitations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as usual, blockchain comes to democratize things. I love that. I love how blockchain snatches from the powerful and makes it available to everyone. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that there is no jurisdiction in a way really just opens up so many new possibilities.
Okay. Is there any other advantage? I mean, you already mentioned a few, right? Like
Yeah,
fragmented.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah. But the other problem is, okay, they mentioned portfolio management limitation. The thing is handling crypto and equity in one portfolio. Let's say you're a fund manager or you're an investor, is quite confusing or difficult. So
Yeah.
usually right now you just keep it completely separate.
Yes, of
Crypto
course.
portfolio, stock portfolio.
Yeah.
They don't touch each other.
No.
Oil and water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. 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 That's interesting as well. So this way you could be handling everything from a single place. Let's say like, you don't have to think about them as separate entities at all. I mean, it's just your whole portfolios, and you can manage it from a single place. This place would be NASDEX then.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, for example, Robinhood, right? It's that one app to trade everything. They make it easy. I mean, if you're an investor, you want the same thing. You just want the easiest user experience. That's really what it is.
So, yeah, what I was saying is like, okay, like for someone like me, I never traded stock. I never did any of that. So I would have no idea if I have to do it the same way that I do crypto. So at least this would be for me, for someone like me, I wouldn't have to go and learn a different way of trading or a different way of doing things because it would all look like crypto to me because it would be pretty much crypto to me.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, it really just comes down to what is a specific asset? Do you think it's going to go up or down? And being able to manage it. But the fundamentals are all the same in a way. And if you can apply those same fundamentals from one trading platform, even better.
And the same user experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's very valuable. Okay. So tell me
Yeah.
more. What else is
So,
there to understand?
right. So one more, and I will highlight on this one because I think this is really where the value proposition comes in,
Okay.
with tokenized stocks is product limitations. So here's the thing is when you're in the traditional equities world, you have the equities exchange, but it's very, very limited to what's already existing.
Okay. Can you explain that
You
a
cannot
little bit more?
do, yeah. So if I ask you, how do you do yield farming on my Tesla stock? I would just say, you cannot.
Yeah, of course. Sure. It doesn't exist. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. But then what if I said you can?
Yeah. That would open a lot of possibilities.
So now that raises a whole lot of questions and possibilities that you can do. So that's why the bridging is so exciting because you're taking such a huge existing market, such an established and a very, let's say, diverse, set of assets. And now you're applying yield farming, DeFi, staking, XYZ that we don't know, but we know it's coming because it's DeFi and crypto. So it's like absolutely massive in terms of maximizing your returns and risk management.
Okay. So I see definitely the benefits for the average person, right, or the person that invests and makes a living or side money on this. But would it also increase the value of those companies that the stocks of those companies?
I think it would in general because you get more exposure. If people can easier and better sell your assets, be able to trade them, use them all kinds of DeFi, well, then people will get more exposure to your stock. They will get to know more about your company. Right? They will look into you, do due diligence. So I think it would overall.
Okay. And do you think that it would impact the value of the company, the stocks themselves, since it's creating this? It's pretty much like like a copy of itself, right? And it can have all the chances of amplifying itself, right? Because of the liquidities and the farmings and all these things that they can be added on top. So, do you think? And I'm asking you this for the simple reason that if companies can see the benefit on that, then they will be open, right? And then probably the regulatory bodies will be a little bit less difficult, because that's the problem I see coming. And I would like to ask you, how is NASDEX going to address all the authorities of all the different places that they somehow are like, like putting their paws on?
Yeah, that is an interesting thing because it's really interesting. You have this whole blockchain thing, and then they even say, look, zero KYC because everything's tokenized. It's a decentralized exchange. However, you're bringing something that's extremely centralized,
Completely.
extremely regulated, and wrapping it under a decentralized. So this is something that I see as one of the biggest challenges. Of course, for NASDEX, but everyone else in the tokenized space is how do you navigate these waters so that it's of course legit. But then you have these new technologies kind of combining together.
And how do we know that NASDEX will be able to do it? Or why do we believe they have the capacity of getting this done, these hurdles like taken away from their way?
Right. I mean, blockchain industry, everyone's in infancy. So 10 years from now, we don't know, right, what could look like.
Yeah.
I did look into their team, and they do have a lot of people that were in traditional fintech, so they definitely understand this. So, for example, Josh Stu, right, CIO, former Deutsche Bank, former Morgan Stanley. And I was actually reading some of his Medium articles
The
as well,
mafia.
which he wrote up, and you can tell that they're basically experienced and they clearly understand the problems in the traditional world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're not just blockchain dreamers, but they actually know inside the ropes. That's really good to know. And is NASDEX available to what can our viewers do with NASDEX right now?
Yeah. So right now they're still in the building phase with Polygon. And again, with these types of projects, it's very long term because you also have the regulatory side that needs to match with what they're doing. Yeah.
Sure.
But you can look at their roadmap, and it is quite ambitious, and I do want them to see, but we'll really have to know, right? Because regulation sometimes cannot be overcome if it is regulation.
Yeah.
But next year, they will have their product base out.
Okay.
And also, they're working on the core infrastructure layer right now.
Okay. Have they had their IDO?
Not yet. So they are going to have it on Quick Start or Starter on a Polygon. So
when will that be? Because
is.
sometimes people want to make money out of these opportunities, right? So when would that be?
So it is on September 28th. This was a Medium post, but I did check the Twitter and it says September 28th. So you can look at all the details there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. What else?
Yeah. One interesting thing is they received a developer grant from Polygon. And again, I believe we mentioned that they're one of the first tokenized stock projects on the Polygon ecosystem. So at least they're bringing something new to Polygon, right? In the realm of like hundreds of DeFi apps.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we, after so many interviewing so many people about so many different projects, this is the first time we come up with this tokenized equity. It means that they are quite different, right? Because I think everyone is talking about NFTs and then GameFi and metaverses, but not really about this one. So yeah, it's a bit of fresh air indeed. Good. What else? What else could you tell us about this project?
Right. I think the impact and the market size here is absolutely ginormous compared to anything we talked about.
Okay. Yeah.
Because here's the thing is I took notes on this. Well, they're saying that the global equities market is worth about 100 trillion US dollars. That's 100 trillion. Okay.
Crazy.
Now, yeah, when I looked at the crypto market cap, the entire crypto spot assets, it's about 2 trillion USD. meaning that the market they're tapping into, the global equities, it's 50 times larger than all of crypto together. So one, yeah, that tells you how small crypto is. But then on the other hand, it's like,
How big
imagine if
this
they can tap
scope?
into, yeah, a good fraction of that, then you're like doubling, tripling the entire crypto market itself right now.
Oh my God, it sounds juicy. It sounds really incredible. Well, definitely hope that these guys can deliver. I mean, their project is. I mean, it's great, right? And like you cannot fault it. It's really good. It's just about them getting around all the hurdles. Pretty much. Am I right?
I would say so. And again, this isn't exactly project specific, but like the regulation industry specific. So it's not like you just make a copy and then, anyone can infinitely mint these. You have to actually have the asset too. That's
Okay,
the thing.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So you have your stock, and that you can mint. Only that.
Exactly. They're kind of back one to one. So you cannot just print a value out of nowhere. No, you're taking what you already have. You're applying this tokenization layer. And on top of that, this is important. They allow you to do all of the existing DeFi goodies so that you can gain more out of it and also be able to, yeah, manage your, assets much more flexibly.
Okay, so what you're doing is also you're wrapping an off the blockchain asset, right? Am I correct?
In a way, yeah, you're essentially wrapping a blockchain asset based on an existing stock.
Yeah, which is offline, off blockchain, right? So you're converting
Yeah.
an offline, off blockchain asset into an blockchain, which would be almost
Yeah.
like an NFT, but this is not, obviously, because this is fungible. It's not non-fungible. Oh, so interesting, man. I like it.
Yeah. Again,
Cool.
it's kind of, let's say, sometimes difficult to grasp, but
At
it's
the
always
beginning,
been
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, and then yeah, fantastic. And then you can get all the liquidity and all the other things on top of that, which of course you are taking something with value and you are doubling it and you're adding a lot, well, as many layers of extra value on top. Pretty much.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you mint this, right, when we're looking here, it's not just having the asset, but as long as you have collateral, so something backing it up. In this case, they mentioned stable coins. That would work as well.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. I get you. Okay. Okay, so it is really a very, very sound and solid proposition from the guys of NASDEX.
Again, the market opportunity is huge. The idea is great. It really just comes down to, okay, how fast and soon can we do this?
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to stay in touch with the project, do they have a website? Can we put down below the Telegram and all those things so people can follow up, inform themselves, and well, choose to support the project?
Of course, if you want to learn more, check out their Twitter. They have a Telegram group, LinkedIn, and then I highly suggest a Medium too. They have a lot of very good content that helps you to understand like why they do what they do.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
For everything Medium, if you want to know about the project that you want to invest, go and read the Medium. Sometimes it's a bit difficult, but you should get accustomed to this kind of literature so you can make better investment decisions. Because here, the machine and I, we are not giving any kind of financial advice. He could because he's very smart, but he's a machine, so you shouldn't take opinions from a machine and also from a guy that is just a human. Right, machine?
That's right. I mean, do your own due diligence,
Yeah.
educate yourself.
Yeah.
We're here to help you get started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because there's so much noise. It's good to have someone that points you out to really cool projects, but that's about it. Anything else, machine?
Well, I mean, I hope this happens. And the question is, how soon? Because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all
of
have
course.
assets. We're just waiting to do this in DeFi.
Yeah, indeed, indeed, indeed. It sounds really good, and yeah, let's hope for the best. In the Nasdaq, please do it, guys. We believe in you, and we really hope that you guys succeed. So we all succeed together. Yeah. So please remind them, you know.
Yeah. So take 2 seconds to hit that like button and also subscribe with that bell icon.
Yeah, that's nice. You do it every time better and better, man. Good job. Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in one more time, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.